Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 27th episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is April 26th, 2025, and I'm your host, Saint, and this is my partner in crime, Champ. Champ, how you doing?
I'm okay. Well, maybe? I'm delusional, that's what it is.
We're definitely delusional. As always, we have a lot to talk about this episode, so let's jump right into it. Champ, we gotta talk about it. It's playoffs, baby!
Lord help us. Yikes. What a first week to playoff. You know?
We were, in fact, a little delulu.
No. Where did we get that from?
Here's what's so funny is, like, we were so realistic over the summer. We were pissed over the summer.
Yes.
Like, just malding, seething, coping about how badly the roster got blew up. And then at the start of the season, we were like, why is everybody surprised that we're doing so bad? You blew up the roster. You gave away our youth and our speed, and you traded for fuck all. And, like, we were really just not happy with the trades overall. And so we expected a terrible start to the year. And then it picked up. Then we were doing really good.
January was great.
January. And I was like, okay, maybe I was like, it's going to take time for them to click. And they did indeed seem to click. And then Four Nations happened.
Listen.
Eki got hurt.
Eki got hurt. Connor was tired.
Exhausted.
RB was also tired. It's just been a
I didn't think we were that bad. I think it was one of those things where it's like the Penguins can be good, but they were never good enough to, like, make me delulu.
Yeah.
The Oilers were doing so well. Like, we were number one in the Pacific at one point.
Yeah, for like 2 games.
We were but I mean, like, we were that high up.
Yeah.
We were never out of playoff contention, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was never like, oh, they're not making the playoffs. Like, we were doing pretty solid. So, like, the fact that we were getting ranked so low in all of the Kings versus Oilers rounds was shocking to me. And I was like, we got to be
There's got to be some sort
that.
of level of, it's just because they've had a lot of injuries, and so they don't, obviously they're going to come into the playoffs still injured. And I don't think they necessarily did. I do think Frederick is still hurt. He's doing better, but he is still, sore. And if he had
his ankle is fucked.
Yeah, ankles take so long to freaking heal. Like, you and I can tweak our ankle and we'll hurt for 2 years.
Like, for a professional athlete, maybe less, but, like, no, but I legitimately think that, like, we just don't have, I want to believe we might make it out of round one. We will not make it past that.
No. If we do again, it will be a miracle.
It would be a miracle. I think there's only so far as Champ, don't hit me through the telephone screen or the computer screen. Draisaitl and McDavid ran out of miracles. There really is only so much to talk on, two guys.
Why would you say that?
There's really, but I mean, I feel like that's the entire problem with Oilers management is they think, oh, well, we've got two of the best hockey players in the world, Draisaitl and McDavid. They can just do anything. No, they fucking can't. How many years do we have to beg for good goaltending and solid defense? And we had solid defense in the upper levels, and then Eki got hurt. You can't have your entire defensive line. We have no PK.
No PK, no power play.
Barely a power play.
4-on-4 is just painful. I mean,
4-on-4 is a joke. It looked like we were on the penalty kill.
Yep.
Like, it was just, we used to have the best penalty kill in the league. Like,
I understand why they we've talked about this so much this week. We understand why that they traded a few players like Vincent Descharnais, which
I understand. Which he was a good penalty killer.
He was a great penalty killer, and he was a good nuisance on the ice. He was huge.
But he couldn't fight. He didn't fight.
He headlocked, and that was about all that he got. And so losing him hurt, but, it wasn't like the end of the world. And then Cody Ceci also went. And again, we were very happy about that. And I'm still kind of happy about it. He was very good with sitting in the penalty kill, and that was about it. That's all you could rely on. And Game 7 goals.
And Game 7 goals. Yep.
But then we lost Broberg, who was our youth. We lost Hollywood.
Holloway. Wow. Holy
Holloway.
Fuck.
Whatever.
We can't talk this week, chat. Losing Holloway hurt more than Broby. I would have let Broby walk. Yeah. Not matching Holloway. Oh my God.
Hollywood.
Just call him. I keep wanting to say Holloway like a professional, but I keep saying Hollywood because we only ever called him Hollywood. Anyway, Holloway, like losing him hurt worse. I cannot believe we didn't match that offer sheet.
Still stings.
And it hurt. Like to this day, I think that was the most upset. I was really upset about losing Warren Fogle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people weren't. They were like, no. And I'm like, no, he was the reason that we broke through. And because he always, to me, and I maybe, again, Delulu, I felt like he always gave his full energy into every game, even if he wasn't necessarily making the best plays. It's sort of like how I feel on the Penguins with Hazy and Nola Chari. Like, even if they're doing stupid shit, they're always going to give it all.
Yep.
And I appreciate that so much more, because sometimes that's what you need, is you need to like get the room together. And it's very obvious that the Oilers,
same with
there's
Clouder.
Nobody really dragging them through it. Yeah, Clouder too. Like losing,
very, very much.
I was allowing Clouder in that we got Skinner out of like the shenanigans with Buffalo.
Lord.
And then they don't fucking play him. And again, I like Trent Frederick.
Yes.
But he's hurt. Why are you sitting a perfectly healthy
It has
goal
got
scorer?
to be the attitude. There
has to be something behind the scenes. I cannot wait for the reveal in the off season of what the fuck is going on, because you just don't sit this, like, I just can't fathom it.
Yeah.
How do you sit him?
And then we also have our fucking Stan Bowman saying, yeah, no, we don't need to upgrade goaltending at the deadline. And when Blackwood went on the market, you and I both went, oh, that'd be a great choice. Because he was a Shark at the beginning of the year, I think. And
yes,
one of the Woods was a Shark, and then he gets traded to the Avs. And now he's the number one goalie in the playoffs.
Same thing with Spencer Knight. Like, I know I doubted that the Panthers would send him to us, but like, I was like, we could
have fought for it.
I don't dislike Stuart Skinner, and I don't dislike Calvin Pickard.
No,
but they are AHL and B goalies, not A goalies.
They're too good to be in the AHL. They're not good enough to be first liners.
And they're not here's the other problem. They're not a proper tandem, right? So like when we had the Bruins last year, the proper tandem was Jeremy Swayman and Lena Solmark. And it was like they were A and B. You know, it was constantly in out, in out, in out.
Yeah.
And that's a true tandem. And you can do that. And then this year it was like, all right, Sway, can you be the goalie one, goalie A? And we just seem to have two goalie Bs.
Yes. And
we don't have a goalie, and they're not, you can't do that. You need to have a good tandem of two people you can swap and have play like 50-50, or you need to have a strong A.
And you can't decent have B. You can't. And they're not terrible goalies. Stuart Skinner.
They got us to game 7 last year.
Stuart Skinner has no lateral movement. If you watch it, he can't move from side to side. And Calvin Pickard is small. And don't get me wrong, I love Pickard a lot. But he does let in stupid goals like we saw last night. Like there were a few goals that
he had some good saves.
Yes, he did.
You know, but that's the thing, is they have good saves, but they don't
it's not consistent. It's never been consistent.
It's not consistent. It's the same thing with
the Penguins. I think that's because of Dustin fucking Schwartz. And if the Oilers do not get rid of him over the summer, then he's got some fucking dirt on them. Like, that has to be the case, right?
I thought he was related.
I don't care. If he's
related
Jeff
to somebody.
Jeff Jackson, look at the team that you're creating.
Dick. You just blew this fucking roster up. Everybody, and we had hope. And then it was very obvious what he did over the summer didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And then Stan Bowman proceeded to do nothing all season.
Yep.
Like, you got Trent Frederick, who was so injured we weren't even sure if he should be in the playoffs. He honestly probably shouldn't be playing at all.
And
it's obvious he's hurt.
We did get Kane back, and Kane did have an impressive night. But those first 2 games of playoffs were a laughing stock, like awful. Legitimately laughable,
literally embarrassing,
to the point where we were like, I need to go to bed because I can't deal with this.
Because we're East Coasters,
and
I was like, you
want to watch to support them, but it's 10 o'clock at night, and by the time the Habs started, the Habs game went into overtime, so it's 10:45 by the time the puck drop happened on Monday, and I was like, if it's gonna be this laughable, I'm not staying awake.
And I'm usually like, I have a pretty firm support of like, hey, you got to stick through it. Like, you can't only support them in the highs. You got to support them in the lows. when the NHL's scheduling is making it so this game is going until 1 a.m. EST without overtime, I'm not going to stay up when it's that bad. Like,
and no,
it was. We the first
game
one,
we went to bed. It was 0-4. No, 1-4, and we were like,
because Dry scored, and I said, "Cool, it's not a shutout. Good night, everybody."
Yep. And then before we had crawled into bed, they had gotten it back up to 3-4. And
we were like, we can't do this. We have to go to bed because it's clearly us.
Yeah.
We called each other. I'm in the middle of brushing my teeth to go to bed, and I call Champ, and I'm like, are we the problem? Is it because we were watching, and we were the problem, and then they fucking blew it. If I'm Connor McDavid, I'm lighting my team on fire after I got us back to a 5-goal tie.
Oh. Listen, and here's another thing that you and I have started again, is the rituals. This week we've been a little psychopathic.
So, I think we're crazy.
Yeah.
Like you said, but we are crazy. So, I have a bunch of rituals.
Right.
We tried, I don't know what it is. We tried the eyeshadow.
Yes, that was an old one.
That was an OG one where every time I wore this purple eyeshadow, and it worked for the Penguins. It really did. I wore it for the Penguins and they won.
Yep.
I wore it on game 2, did nothing.
No.
To yesterday, I was like, all right, we're going fucking old school.
Yeah.
Like, every playoff ritual I could think of. I have a bunch of perfumes, and one is like an orange dreamsicle smell, and the other is a strawberry smell. And I used to do orange dreams for the Oilers, and then 1 spritz of the strawberry, and I would say blood of our enemies.
Yeah.
Because it was red. So orange dreams and blood of our enemies. Didn't wear eyeshadow.
Didn't wear our jersey. You did get your new jersey.
I got my announcement.
Yeah.
The Leon Draisaitl Fund has been achieved.
Yeah.
And I have my beloved Retro 2.0 jersey. Gorgeous for Leon Draisaitl. It is stunning.
You are not allowed to wear it.
I can never wear it until we go to Edmonton. But that came in yesterday. Shout out to Jersey Baron on eBay. You're a fucking G. For reasons I can't discuss, but they're a fucking G. Okay. And they got this jersey to me. And so I didn't wear it because I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, because it would be bad juju if they had lost.
If they had lost, it was bad juju. And I was like, I can't. But it's hanging up on my wall. But that was the last thing of Oilers merch I was waiting on, because we were waiting on rhinestones for stuff and all these things. But that jersey, I was like, okay, is this a good sign? Because it wasn't supposed to be here today. Or yesterday. It was supposed to be here Monday.
Yeah.
Arrived on time on Friday. I hung it up. I wore my Connor McDavid shirt that you gave me for our very first Oilers game back in February 2024. And then wore my Leon Draisaitl bracelet on my right hand.
Yes.
And those were our rituals. That was what I did every time we had a playoff game. And it worked. It really, I didn't think it would. Champ can attest. I was full on dooming it. I was like, we're not winning a single fucking game.
Whereas I kind of gave up on the rituals because I was like, I can't, my heart hurts too much. And, had stuff that was going on in personal life that I was like, I can't really show off what I'm doing. So didn't wear my bracelet, didn't wear my jersey last night, which is the first time I hadn't. And was kind of like, if it is how we are, it'll be what it'll be. And then we went into it. I think we were still ahead of last night's, in the first. And I usually get a bowl of ice cream in the first intermission. And I said, I'm not going to do that tonight. Just didn't really want it at that point. And I got it in the second intermission, and we had the craziest, it wasn't even a comeback. It was just the craziest stream of events to happen in a playoff game for Edmonton. And it was Kane getting the goal, and then they reviewed it because it was a kicking motion. And then it was deemed a good goal. And then they went back into it for goalie interference and the coach's challenge. And both you and I went, that's not goalie interference.
Because, and I
You had your whole rant. You had your whole rant.
We had a whole fucking, if you haven't seen that episode of the podcast, go watch it, because I went over what the hell goalie interference is. And as time has gone on and I've like talked to actual goalies and like what the key part of goaltender interference is not that there was contact with the goaltender, because that's a separate penalty, and it honestly doesn't get called as much as it should at all. It's kind of actually frustrating because it is an actual penalty to interfere with the goaltender, not just to disallow goals. But in the case of allowing or disallowing a goal, the contact has to have impeded the goalie's ability to make a save.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so controversial, because how quickly can a guy reset?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you are looking at it in slow motion, frame by frame, it looks like a long time, but it isn't. It like the human body does not move at supersonic speed.
Yeah.
And in that clip, we were like, huh?
Yeah. I don't understand why he called that. I have no clue.
He said in the interview, because everybody obviously was like, are you on crack? Is that what you smoke?
Yeah.
Because who the fuck if I'm his video reviewer, by the way, like, because they have guys who do this, who go in and are watching the whole fucking time to check the video review, and he absolutely ignored them, because there is no way anyone worth their salt of reviewing goaltender interference is going to tell him to go ahead with that challenge after it had already been looked at. And I know that they were like, oh, well, it was looked at for the kicking motion. Yeah, but they were looking to see if it was a good goal.
They spent longer on the kicking motion than they did the coach's challenge, which says a lot, because they were like, guys, there's no way. And if you watch the interview afterwards, Hiller is like, we thought it was a good or a bad goal. And I'm like, you just wanted... You were just mad that the goal happened. You didn't think that the referees would call it back because you're not used to losing challenges.
Yeah, because honestly, and we missed this challenge live, but saw it after.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The puck off the glass, that's embarrassing, right? Because because I trust our video review team. Knobloch is usually very good about it.
Yes.
It's not often that we will make those kind of challenges. In the live feed, you hear the puck hitting the glass.
On game one, yeah.
On game one. And in the review, you see the corner of the glass get a mark on it because the puck had a point of contact and it left a mark on the fucking glass. So from was it Hiller?
Yeah.
His perspective, of course he should challenge it, because why the fuck wouldn't he when something like that stands in his favor? Yeah, go right ahead.
Absolutely. However, so they obviously that goal it was a good goal, and then you and I both went, okay, boys, do not fuck up this opportunity. And the last ritual, which we did a ton last playoff game or last series, was turn on Wii Music to try and turn our brains off, because if we start thinking about it, obviously the Oilers are gonna overreact, right? That's how that works. And so we turn on the Wii Music. Not even 5 seconds later, Evan Bouchard scores. And I lost it. I've never laughed that hard. I was cheer laughing to the point where I was in tears. I couldn't breathe. It was so funny.
I was shrieking like a harpy.
It was so
losing
dumb.
My shit.
If we don't get out of this series, that moment right there made it all worth it.
It was such a good...
But also the Zach Hyman hit on Drew Doughty. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord.
That was Doughty? The only reason we won, by the way, and I'm not even kidding. He literally... Bushi did great.
Yes.
He got the power play goal, and that set us up. There were 2 minutes left on that clock for 6v5.
Yep.
I don't think we could have held it.
Nope.
Had Hyman not laid Doughty out with that hit.
Yep.
Because that let Connor, who is quick, come in, steal the puck, and get the empty netter. If he doesn't hit Doughty like that, I think it ties and we go to OT.
I agree.
For real.
And I also think that it showed the rest of the team that they can still make notable movements. That's not going to get Hyman a goal. But it's going to show the rest of his team, oh shit, yeah, we're still in the fight. We still got that dog in us. So they actually put the effort in and they move forward. And I also just really like seeing Drew Doughty on his ass. I We're back to our we don't like the Kings. We've never liked the Kings, but now we really hate the Kings, and I need the Kings to lose.
I can't emotionally handle this year has been so hard.
We had Team Canada won. I need the Oilers to win. Do I think it's happening? I'm still delusional.
I stopped being delusional and went into doom really quickly. Where I was diehard. I was like, we're getting swept.
Yep.
We're getting fucking swept. So I'm really happy that the underdog narrative has come back. Connor McDavid, I think you need to commit a little less to that bit.
He just likes it so much, and honestly, what a mood.
What a mood, truly. But also,
can we not? I think it's also interesting that there are certain teams that feel better being on top, being chased, than there are chasing. I watched an interview with Tessa Virtue and Scott Moore, who are ice dancers. And both of them had a very interesting perspective where they were like, I would rather be chasing because it gives you that little extra fight rather than the panic of being on top. And I'm like, I also feel that way. I don't think I could sit on top. I don't think I could. I don't think I could have been the Jets all season long. I think I would have thrown up. You just get more fight.
We didn't like it at all at the start.
No.
When they were over-ranking us, we were like, guys, shut the fuck up. I don't want to be.
It's the wild narrative. I don't want to be a cup contender. I don't want to be a cup contender.
I don't want to be a contender.
Which,
yeah,
listen,
exactly.
Hey, Wild. Listen, Wild. It would be so funny if you fucked the brackets. I think it would be so freaking funny if you just said.
What's hysterical is I made basically 3 brackets, right? I had my who I want to win, who I vibe will win, and then the statistics one that we made together.
Yes.
My who I want to win
has the Wild
is
winning.
currently winning.
Yeah.
It is I wanted the Jets, the Stars, the Wild,
the Oilers,
the Oilers who were not winning, but the Leafs, the Panthers, the Canes, and the Caps. That was my bracket.
Listen, I will pay you. I will pay you $100.
No.
If your bracket wins, I will pay you $100 if your bracket wins.
For round 1, because my bracket goes to the Oilers versus Capitals, which you said you would blow yourself in your coat.
I said what I said. I want to go. If your bracket wins, I will pay you $100.
Okay, it's not because there's no way.
No, this is
no way the Oilers make it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
This is me being delusional. No, mate, because if we get out of round 1, maybe we get Eki back. I'm just saying.
I will say I am kind of still delusional that if we can win if we can drag it, because I don't think we'll win in 6. We'll drag it to game 7.
Stop.
If we can win in 7, and we get Eki back, we might have a chance. Not against the Stars.
$100, Saint.
If the Stars win, we're fucked.
Yeah, I agree.
We are not beating the Stars again. We might be able to beat the Jets. We are not beating the Stars, and I will stand by that. I don't think we could do it again.
No, and
maybe if they get completely burned out from beating the Jets
and the Avs,
and the Avs
lose in the first round, that would be. That one's gonna go to a game 7, right?
Yeah. Maybe I truly don't.
So back to brackets. It's been a very weird start to playoffs. The Lightning. Jake Guentzel scored again.
I don't think anyone's getting swept except.
Hey, Sins, it'd be really funny if you got swept.
Well, last year only one team got swept,
and it was the Caps.
I think the Sens. Because here's the thing, they barely squeaked in.
You know what's also funny?
That?
You know what's also funny is
oh, my poor cousins are at the game.
Oh.
And it's a home game and Tampa's.
You know what's also funny is there's this this is something that I didn't know. I have heard rumblings about it last year, but didn't really know the full extent of it, is that if you make a song for your team, you've just doomed them.
Yeah, the fan song curse. Yeah. Everybody stop. Just shut up. Make edits. The songs already exist.
Yeah.
Don't. You're never going to make a song that will be played at the Stanley Cup Finals. It's never happening, okay?
The only one that I've seen is a Senators fan doing it. And immediately went, oh dear God, Leafs in 4. I just think
that would be very funny.
Because then
I would allow it.
Oh Lord, I think
because I want the Panthers to win so that they can beat the Leafs, and I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny.
It's just for the comedy.
It's just for the comedy. Also, the Wild and Golden Knights is surprisingly going a lot smoother than I thought it would. The Minnesota.
I thought the Wild were fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I wanted them to win, but I thought Vegas was gonna do a lot better than they were. It's not over yet.
No, obviously not. But I think stuff is going on with Jack Eichel. Is what I've seen people being like, "Is something
Is he
up?"
hurt? Is he spicy? Is he just losing it? Like
maybe they used up all of their penalty, forgiveness in the first game.
Yeah, maybe like they.
The Stars versus Avalanche. That series is fascinating. I cannot imagine being an Avs fan and being like in the situation you are now, because Dallas has only led for 62 seconds.
It was 70 seconds.
70 seconds in the entire.
I can't remember what the stat. It was 70 seconds. They've never held the lead for longer than 70 seconds.
I cannot imagine that. Like, can you? I would be losing it.
I think I'd have a stroke.
Because nope. Who else we got going on? We've got the Kings versus the Oilers, the Habs versus the Caps. That one's been
honestly, if you're gonna pick a series to watch, pick the Habs and Caps.
That one has been so interesting.
I think it's been the most fun.
And then
I've been watching it just for fun. Yeah. It's not like all the time, but in the background, like.
And then the Devils and the Hurricanes. Devils saved themselves from getting swept, so that's good for them.
I'm glad they did, because I feel like I don't know. I feel bad for the Devils. Did you see their scratch list? They had like 10 guys.
Yeah, they're just all hurt.
Get scratched. Yeah, like
they keep getting hurt at the wrong time. They keep getting hurt at the wrong time.
And honestly, that's why I don't blame Okay, so I don't blame teams for not playing their guys at the end of the season.
Oh, not at all. I think that's smart.
Yeah, well, other than for us, it just screwed our
chemistry.
For the Penguins.
Oh, yeah, y'all.
Yeah.
And then the Jets and the Blues, that series is also, that's kind of similar to the Oilers, where you're like, oh man, the Blues are out, but they are holding their own. And very interesting, because you can obviously tell that, the Jets are still having some confidence problems. Is it all Hellebuck?
Hellebuck has playoff yips.
Yips. I mean, it's a goalie thing. Like that's the entire thing.
Ullmark is the same thing, and I love Linus Ullmark, and he does a decent job. But there's a reason the Bruins went for Swayman, because of playoff at the time, the playoff performance.
Well, it's the same thing right now. The Senators are struggling.
Yeah, and I don't blame
Ollie alone. No,
it is not all Ollie.
It's not.
Ollie.
And you can see
the
that
Sens are at all.
Mm-hmm. But it's very similar to what's going on right now. But yeah, I'd agree with you. I think the Caps and the Canadiens is probably the most interesting series right now. I thought Battle of Florida would be a lot more brutal.
Yeah, it's not. Well, and I guess it is physically, because I haven't been able to watch. I just playoff hockey is a full-time job.
Yeah.
if you also work 2 other jobs, 3 technically. I work 3 jobs, guys. I picked one team to watch, and then if I have the energy to even be awake, I will put another game on in the background. It's been very physical, because the Panthers play really hard.
They do.
They hurt. Like, that was something Penguins fans were talking about, is that they were like, yo, if we had made it into the playoffs, we wouldn't survive like a lot of these teams, because like the Panthers just hit so hard in the playoffs.
Yes.
And we saw that during the regular season, where like they were, for some reason, every time the Panthers played the Penguins, they treated it like it was a playoff game.
Yeah.
And like they hurt like 4 of us got hurt at one point, and I was like, first of all, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins. Can you be so for fucking real right now? But yeah, it's just, I think now that they're getting their energy back for the Lightning, I think it's just sometimes you have a slow start. Yeah. Weird that it happened while they were at home, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
did they Kings, get the yips? The at-home yips?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
I also just think, but you're right. I expected it to be more like fisticuffs. And really the Lightning and Panthers haven't, that I've seen, thrown a ton.
If they have, then it's not been covered well enough for it.
But the Senators and the Leafs have had some moments, but there is nothing like what is going on in the Caps or in the Canadiens. If you didn't see, my favorite hockey clip of the year right now is the Wilson and Anderson, I think it is, going at it in the bench. And
it was Wilson,
I think it was Anderson. Tom Wilson and I think Josh Anderson. And I mean,
hold on, I can look it up because I had it.
Yeah, right it's Josh Anderson. I got it right here.
Okay. No, I
legitimately overjoyed watching that. And because it's entirely because they're not my teams at all. And just watching them fumble into the bench, and then Tom Wilson making the crying face at Josh Anderson, as the period was ending, I was ugly laughing. But that's another point that I forgot. Their goalies are both sore, and Logan Thompson might be out.
So last night was the games of the underdogs, and it was also the games of, like, I would say potential turning points, because let's see. Devils. I don't know about the Devils.
Devils made it to a second overtime.
To a second overtime, which was crazy, by the way. I'd have fucking died. Oh my God. They probably slept for 12 hours.
Yeah.
But for Washington and Montreal, it was like, okay, both of their goalies are hurt, but like
Logan Thompson was much more hurt.
Logan Thompson looks like they have not said anything about it, and because it's the playoffs, they're gonna keep their mouths fucking shut. But his injury was brutal.
Yep.
Like the knee for a goalie, you can't like just throw a brace on that and call it a day. Like that's your entire lateral movement. So if
he couldn't
he's
put weight
hurt,
on
that
it.
could. He couldn't walk off the ice unassisted.
Lord.
What the fuck, NHL? What? By the way,
Lord.
Sorry, I can't stand that they will not let the goalies warm up if they get helped off of the ice for an injury, but only if it's like concussion protocol. That's when you're allowed to get a warm up. The guy can't even stand on his fucking leg. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Just let them. If a goalie is pulled for injury, whatever that injury is, they can't fucking play. Like, just that pissed me the fuck off. And I'm obviously not a Caps fan, but that absolutely had me balding. That like, oh, well, it's because it wasn't a spotter who pulled him. He couldn't even get up, and the trainer took his sweet ass fucking time getting there too. But like, the guy can't even get up unassisted. Like, not even off the ice, just sitting up, he needed help because he's so tweaked, and then needed two guys to help him walk off the ice, and he looked like he was out, like in agony. So,
and from the way he got cross-checked in the throat by his own player, Dylan Strome.
That's
cross-checked in his throat, bent backwards over his knee. And hit his head.
Hit the post. Head on his post. He should have been on concussion protocol.
He should have, yeah. And it was just, you sent me that, and I went, oh, he ain't coming back from that. And I mean, Canucks fans, I'll give you this. Thatcher Demko, like, it's obviously that y'all not relied on him a lot, but you did. And losing him is a very pivotal, oh shit, we can't protect ourselves in the same way because we don't have the same guarantees with a different goalie. It's the same thing with Skinner and Pickles. I mean, it's just one of those things where you can't always protect yourself in the same manner, and sometimes that can show in the defensive stance. Like when we were watching our team, the defense players with when the Oilers are playing defense with Skinner, it's a lot different than when they're playing with Pickles because they can't figure it out. Yeah. So I don't know. Oh, playoffs! I've missed you. I love playoff hockey. It's so different. Elite. It's so good. I don't know why people don't think it's the best, match
sport ever. Yeah. It's just if nothing else, there is no competition between playoffs Like, people are like, oh, the Super Bowl. No, I'm sorry. But, like, playoff hockey, fucking elite. Yeah. It just is so fucking good.
The playoffs in football are boring. Like, I think it's also part of there's 7 games to get to where you need to go. And also, it's so fast and brutal. And football don't have that. I don't even know how baseball playoffs work. Basketball is also boring. I just like hockey.
I truly, sorry to people who like other sports, but hockey it's
elite.
The love of my life. Good. It's the love of my life. But yeah, just, oh my God, I love the play. I'm excited to see where everything goes. I really hope the teams that I want to win.
$100,
guys. $100. We postponed the recording for this episode because I literally was like, I can't have us record before game 3 and be like, oh my God, this is so bad, and like doomsdaying and or delusional about we can still win this, and then not, because this was the deciding game. Either we were getting swept or we might crawl back.
Yeah.
Like,
but I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care. And if we had filmed last night, you would have made us re-record it.
Yes, I literally said, I was like, champ, I would have, because it would have been completely irrelevant. All of our bitching would have been, most of our bitching is still pretty relevant overall. Also, people who hate on Evan Bouchard,
oh my God,
shut the flying fuck up. He has more game-winning goals than Cale Makar.
2 goals last night.
The only defenseman in Oilers history to have 2 power play goals in the same game.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. Like,
oh my God.
Be so for fucking real. He just is missing his top.
This is how the Oilers can still win. I will remain delusional until we're down and out for the count.
Like, also, Kane, he said, we got to do a better job on the penalty kill. Man, you're the reason we're on the fucking penalty kills. How about you stop taking stupid ass penalties? Again, I love pests. I love it when you are being pesty. But there's a difference between being a pest and just being fucking stupid. And Kane constantly crosses that line, and he needs to get 2 more goals before he's even after the 2 penalties that he cost us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my God. I don't know. I'm just so excited to be, even with everything that has been going on, I'm still so thrilled to be like, oh, I've got a team in the ring. Sorry, Saint. But
well, I mean, my Oilers, I don't like. The Oilers are my playoff team.
Yeah,
like, I just used to be that I had a.
Do you think you could handle Pens in the playoffs?
Here's the thing. The Penguins, I love them dearly.
Yeah.
So very much.
Yeah.
Who I would have been in 2016 is not insufferable. But here's the thing: Sid has already won a cup.
Yeah.
Gino has already won a cup.
Yeah.
Tanger has already won a cup. In fact, they've won 3. So, like, the desperation for me is not there on the Penguins because they've won the cup. And, like, my boys, like, that, my core 3, and Rusty, I would want them to win for EK and for Rax.
Right.
And, like, wait, was Rax part of the?
I don't think so.
Because he was actually on the. We traded for him. He wasn't a Pens for life. He was on the Ducks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He didn't join the Pens until when did the Ducks win? He was, forget how old he is.
He's just a baby.
I don't think he has a cup. Yeah, I don't think he's won the Stanley Cup. So, I would want them to, anyways, I would want them to win for that, for the guys who haven't won the cup. But for me, like, my core 4 there,
they've already gotten there.
They've already gotten there. Honestly, the Bruins were one that I really would have wanted to win because Marshy had the cup, but, like, not having it for, like, Pasta and, like, all of these guys who deserve a cup and had really, really fought so hard in 2019 that
my God.
I would have wanted them. What?
This is from the 2 Months Hockey Podcast that is just now coming in. Word out of Edmonton this morning is that there's a strong possibility that Stuart Skinner is back in net tomorrow.
He has proven to bounce back. They're not blaming Stuart Skinner for any of the losses in LA.
Why? Interesting.
I'm not.
At no point did they lose faith in him, and he has not left faith in the organization. Okay.
I would not have to. I don't know. I think you better do it with the agreement that if he lets in 2 stupid goals, it's.
Yeah, if you're gonna put him on in the net, it's going to be. It better be where you keep him on a short leash.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, the reason that the warm-ups and the lines were so different at the start of last night's game was because Knobloch took a page out of the Woodcroft line trickery book because they put it through the blender after shit was done. And I think that's it. I would do that all the time.
Yeah, I'm a disaster. I would do that. That's funny.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Anyways, the reason that I am such a diehard for the Oilers over the Penguins and would want them to win is because Dry and Connor haven't won a cup.
If they don't win, I'm going to lose my mind. Have I mentioned that?
Like,
I will lose my mind.
Yeah.
I will kill someone.
I think that it really comes down to management.
Yes.
Being complacent, and they don't care about winning the cup.
Yep.
Because they have seats are sold out. Like, they don't need to win the cup. They just have to get through playoffs a little bit. And that would really be the only shakeup, would be not having a deep playoff run. But even if they do, like, I don't know.
All right. Well, Saint, do we have an interesting sponsor today?
We do, and I have not come up with a name for the new Edmonton. Well, we'll find out. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, a Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to cute emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Edmonton Trip Fund.
All right, Saint. We've talked about this a little bit, but I've sent you a post from @user_werewoods. This is a vibe check.
A vibe check?
A vibe check.
Oh my god, is this the... I saw the first, like,
this is the
one singular post of this. This is the full one.
Yep.
Who... the family tree.
The family tree for all of hockey, I guess.
The hockey, like,
I don't know
line.
some of these players, so we're gonna have to go this. Number one, we have our god Sidney Crosby, right? He birthed Mitch Marner.
He created.
Yeah, he created Mitch Marner and Connor McDavid, who is Canada's new prince. Yes.
That's what I am seeing.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He's the heir to the crown. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And I guess Mitch Marner's the Riddler.
I don't understand this.
I don't either. We then have Connor and Dry, who made Connor Bedard. You know, him being Sidney Crosby's grandson makes a lot of sense.
That was what I said. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Connor Bedard is Sid's son," and it's like, no, that's his grandbaby. That's his grandbaby.
Who they also had Dylan Holloway, R.I.P., gone too soon.
Yep.
Then we have, I think that's Philip Savoy. Or no, am I wrong?
Couldn't tell you.
Philip
I don't know.
Savoy.
These white men.
Hang on.
Can we talk about how there are 2 Edmonton polycules and one of them is whatever the hell
it is? Matt Savoy. Matt Savoy.
Jeff, Connor Brown, and Rico have going on.
We'll get there. So their 3 kids are Connor Bedard, Dylan Holloway, and Matt Savoy. Matt Savoy is the one we traded for Clowder.
Okay.
Going back over to Mitch Marner's family tree, we have them having some sort of child. I think that's Nyes. And then John Tavares had, I think that's Domi. And then they have a Bruins kid, I believe. Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Back on the Oilers side, we have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. What is this?
Couldn't tell you.
Hang on.
He's a wine. Oh, he's a wine ant. He's a wine ant.
Oh, a wine aunt. They're siblings.
I couldn't
his son is Noah Philippe. Okay. Dry also has Bouchard with a bomb beside him because, of course.
Yeah, Bouch bomb.
Yep. And then we have Fogel. Yep. And Vasily Podkolzin. Yes, I agree. I don't know why Quinn Hughes is thinking. Oh, he's Podkolzin's uncle, is what it is. Got it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And then Elias Pettersson had the other Pettersson with Quinn Hughes.
But not my Pettersson.
Not your Pettersson.
Marcus Pettersson.
No, not MP3. And then Eki had Broby, which makes sense. I love that this is missing on him because he is missing.
Because he's out.
Some of the quotes. Let's see. Petey and Quinn, parents of D. Petey. Canucks will start winning again when they remember they are a family trust. I don't think that's going to happen. The Maple Leafs on Connor. Him and Dry are part of the complicated Leafs family. I did it for Team Canada. And then there's a quote that says, "Why is this? You know what? Never mind." And Werewood goes, "Everything is normal here," and I would agree.
Very funny. I love these kind of things where they're like ascribe family relations to like hockey, because it is so kind of we've talked about it, incestuous in the community of like, oh my god, this coach knows this person and this, but like from a narrative level, it's just endlessly funny to me because you're like, that's because the Caps have a lot of that too, where they're like, that's
Lars Eller come back,
that baby, come back, the long prodigal son returns, like, you know, like it's just so fucking funny because Dry and Connor did try to like adopt Connor Bedard.
Yes, they did, and they still do.
Like, this poor kid.
I also forgot to mention the Oiler Fun Uncles because that polycule. Jeff Skinner is fully in love with Connor Brown, right?
Yes. Yep.
Connor 100%. Brown is fully in love with Adam Henrique.
Yes.
Adam Henrique and Matthias Janmark, if they are separated, they do awful.
Yeah, it's so funny. They're like bonded pair, do not separate.
Matthias Janmark loves Jeff Skinner. And so like it's just a circle. And
it's just a circle. Yep.
If you guys go watch the Oilers, I know we've talked a lot about the Oilers today, which would be very funny if we got the Oilers.
It's because the rest of my teams are out vacationing in Florida, okay? Like
but if you watch any of the Oilers social media, you can see how much Jeff Skinner is like, Connor Brown's hair is pretty today.
It's so
Connor Brown
funny.
Looking great today. And you're like, what is this?
It's so endearing.
Is this?
I think that's also why I'm so upset, is I'm like, clearly he's well liked and like likes the guys in the locker room and like they like him back. So I'm a vibe person first and foremost. Yes. Power of friendship is the most powerful thing.
Yes.
So I'm like, I need more. I need us to remember who we were in the 2023 to
there's
2024.
No whimsy.
Where power of friendship. There's no whimsy. There's no power of friendship. Like I need more power. We did get our. Oh, do you want to talk about how you can't speak English or?
Fuck off.
We got a mid-game bench tap between Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, because that's what they do. They like do a little, and sometimes Zach Hyman's in on it. Sometimes, you know, like
it's a support thing.
Go, hey. Yeah. It's and like, yes, obviously hockey players do it on the bench all the time, but when Connor and Dry do it, it's usually like a, hey, we gotta lock the fuck in.
It's right before they go sicko mode.
Yep. It's that mutual. My crazy matches your crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. But what's funny was I couldn't speak. I was so excited that the Oilers were actually doing decent. So I called it a mid-cap bench game.
Yeah, mid-cap.
The worst part is that St. Astra immediately knew what we were talking about.
I was like,
I don't want to hear it.
And then you were like, wait, I said that wrong. And I was like, oh yeah, you completely fucked it. Like,
oh yeah. That one was
But I just knew, anyways.
Yeah. What hurts the most about looking at this is just once again looking at all the 1, 2, 3, 4 players that we traded away.
Yeah.
And they were their children. Hey, Dad, when you're listening to this episode, do not call me out for this. This is what we mean by talking about the babies once again. Oh, Lord. It hurts. Thank you, Weirwoods, this vibe check. I would say...
Matthew Tkachuk has been getting a 5-minute... But now my Jakey boy!
What happened?
Tkachuk just leveled Jake, who did not have the puck.
Oh, I'm so they can do it.
I mean, he just got a 5-minute major.
So did Brandon Hagel. Brandon Hagel, you've done nothing wrong in your entire life. You can kill. Well, you were going after Barkov, which is unfortunate, but
like, not my Jakey. He had injuries in the past. Like, oh wait, so yeah, I mean the puck was long gone. So Jake had the puck, passed it, and it was a late hit. Like, it was a late hit. I
don't know why, but I don't want to hear anything, Paul Maurice. Our players like to hit the guys who have the pucks. Yeah, I don't want to hear it from you.
Here's the thing. If you're gonna be the bad guys, just own up to it.
Yeah.
It's funnier that way.
You're just like the Kansas City Chiefs. You're just like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Because he owns up to it. He's like, yeah, you all say you're willing to do whatever it takes to win. Fucking prove it. Like,
can you imagine being the Lightning right now and having to deal with Marshy, the Rat, and Sam Bennett chirping you?
He's not even a
I
rat.
think I would
just Kachuk.
Who?
I was saying he doesn't deserve the title Rat.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I hate it. Anyways,
the lice.
But you saw that clip of them, right?
Yeah.
You saw that clip of them, all three of them barking. Like,
yeah, I would be terrified.
I think I would enter a berserker rage, unbeknownst to mankind. I'm just like, hold on, I have to go fly across that bench and take you out, all three of you. Like,
I hate the Panthers.
I know, but I think they're fun. I just wish that. Here's the thing. Again, I have no problem. Like, the Vegas Golden Knights, I think overall own up to being like the boogeyman of the league.
Yes.
That's funny. I'm okay with it because you admit to it. I just wish the Panthers would. I don't like the hypocrisy of like, and I admit it with the Oilers. I'll be like, yeah, we like the Kings game last year. We got
the
we
goon
got fucking
game?
handed that too. Yeah, the goon game where it was just stupid, and I was like, oh no, we got that. I'll do the same thing with the Penguins where I'm like, yeah, we got kind of handed that one. Like, and the Oilers.
It's the Kings right now where they're like, why do you mean we didn't get the challenge on that goal?
Yeah.
Fuck the Kings.
And they were complaining about like missed hits, and I'm like, I watched your guy literally hit Zach Hyman in the face with a high stick with no call.
His nose.
He just broke it, like, and no call whatsoever.
Yeah.
Again, hockey is hockey. Let the boys play, but
if you're gonna call something,
are going to happen.
Be consistent. All right.
Be consistent. That's it. That's really it. And if you're all teams do it, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that, like, you gotta. Obviously, Paul Maurice is not gonna go out there and be like, yes, obviously our guys are fucking dirty. Like, you're not going to say that, but you can, like, the fans need to admit who they are in the league and in their role in the game.
All right. Let's move into sportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, Jesus
I don't know
Christ.
why it won't let me stream it, Saints. So you're just going to take my word for it.
Okay.
This list.
I can't even see the list.
I know. This list. All right. I'm spinning the wheel. Oh, dear. It would be really funny. No. Oh. Okay. It is the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, we like the Kraken.
We do like the Kraken. They're fine. It was also one tile away from the Oilers.
Oh, that's very funny. I also don't really like that vibe.
The Kraken. Let's see.
I like their jerseys a lot. I like their color scheme a lot, and
great.
I like that they hired Jessica Campbell. I think it's fucking weird that they keep firing their coach.
Without
probably shouldn't do that. They've only been around since 2022, and they've gone through like two coaches, right?
Yes.
Like they were a post-COVID expansion, and you've gone through 3 coaches or something like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe like fucking worry about your roster before you. Man cannot make miracles, okay?
Yeah.
Like. Give them a fucking second. Anyways, I like their vibes. I like that they've committed to like the fisherman theme.
Yeah.
I like that. I like I like everything about their aesthetic is cool. Like their Winter Classic jerseys were fucking awesome. You've been to their barn.
Yeah, I have. It's a really good barn. That you got that Bezos money. So, my favorite thing on the Kraken is Joey Decord. Whom I love and cherish more than anything in this world. I want him to come to the Oilers so badly. But I really like their barn. Their barn was really cool. I think, I don't know. It's just, that's the quote I was talking about, saying the only.
No, I know, but it was more that Pete Blackburn sent it, and that's why.
But yeah, the Seattle Kraken, they are solidly in. We don't hate you as much as we could have. If I had like gotten into hockey, like looked for a hockey team and hadn't fallen in love with the Oilers, I think the Kraken would have been my team.
Bobby Orr is the only defenseman with more points per game than Bouchard in the playoffs.
This episode's been a clusterfuck.
Dude, it's just the ADHD is in full force, and like it's just so many things are happening all the time, and we're just like, huh? That stat made me like blue screen.
Yeah,
anyways,
that's crazy.
Seattle Kraken, love you. I want them to get a PWHL expansion, because if the Canucks had to get it, then no, I'm sorry, it's not the Canucks, it's Vancouver.
Let's
Vancouver
be real.
Got it.
Let's be real. That's the only way that city of Vancouver is seeing a ring before.
I think everyone, even Canucks fans, are like, I think it would be really funny if the
it would be.
Team. I do like that they're. Yeah, sorry, we'll talk about the PWHL after they do the expansion to Seattle.
Yeah. Fuck. This episode has been it's just been chaos. All right. Well,
just like the playoffs.
Just like the chaos. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, folks. We really appreciate you listening through all of our rants and ramblings. And the Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels. And you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Sometimes we record these episodes live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us there. And if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to support the St. Astro Stanley Cup Final Fund by checking out St.
is that what we're calling it?
Subscribing on Twitch. We love you all and hope the hockey season is treating you well. Champ and Saint signing off.
Stay witchy.